sometimes it's really good to get like a framework and lay it down and then connect all the things you already have. And then you realize, okay, this is how we use this.
Good enough, so you gotta be great, and I'ma do whatever it takes. Doing what I love for life, and I'll pay the price, and not stopping even if the shit kills me, even if it kills me.
Hi guys, and welcome to episode 168 of MattGron Talks. My name is Mattias Gronborg, aka MattGron, and here I share my scale-up journey building my company from nothing to something. And of course, with me as usual, my dear friend and co-host, Svea-Malina Landshoff. How are you doing?
Hi, Mattias. I'm doing great. It's Friday. I mean, how could you not do great on a Friday? Weekend's just around the corner. Welcome to MattGron Talks. This is where entrepreneurship runs smack into reality. That's why I came here, I think, at least. We do that 3 times a week, actually. Every Monday, Wednesday, and on Friday, we have a different episode. So we have a whole framework in place. Mattias, do you want to introduce that framework to everyone who might be new here?
Yes, we have a framework for you guys to document this entrepreneurial reality here in MattGron Talks. And every Monday, we talk about self-development, and I share my journey growing as a human being and a leader. And then every Wednesday, we talk about all the things I'm learning in the entrepreneurial process, scaling up my company from nothing to something. And every Friday, we talk about all the things I have learned during the week. And we are also talking about the things I could have done differently. And we are celebrating the victories.
That's what we do.
Framework.
Thanks, Mattias. And today is actually a special day because every first Friday of the month, we actually talk about the CEO report that you prepare for the board. And this Friday happens to be the 1st, actually, of April also. So then I would say, let's start with the CEO report, Mattias.
Yes, we spice it up every Friday, or not every Friday.
Fourth, so to say,
Fourth Friday, we spice it up with the CEO report that I am preparing for the board. So basically, in a nutshell, we talk about 3 different categories. We have like the good things, we have like the less good things that we need to improve, and then we are also talking about the opportunities. So let's start with the good things.
Yes, please.
And I think something really good last month. We had Johan joining us as our 3rd account manager, and I think that's really good because going from 2 to 3 account managers means more competition.
Yes.
And when Johan joined us, we also got more experienced on the sales side, and it has started really good. I really feel that we have another kind of energy synchronizing with the team, and we are really looking forward to the outcome of that in the next quarter. Even if I think starting a new sales person, it always means you have like a runway of let's say 3 to 6 months before you could actually start to see the fruit coming out from that new hire.
Yeah.
So but I mean, Johan, he will be hitting the ground running. So I think that's good. Another good thing, last month we made sure that all the leaders in the manager group, they have now gone through the step 1 leadership training. And great reflections from everyone, and I'm curious to see the outcome of that as well. And I also went through the first module in the step 3 training and the coach training. So, and I think from my side, I can really see how, for me, it's a mindset thing, because when I started iGoMoon first, I was so happy that when people actually wanted to join iGoMoon, and I can also see how when I started to grow a group of a manager, like the leaders, in one way, I ask people like, okay, do you want to become a leader? Do you want to be part of the leader group? And I need to raise the bar. I need to change my mindset. And it's actually not me that needs to prove anything for the leaders. It's the leaders that needs to prove for me and the company. And I can't push people, up and forward. I need to turn that around. And that's something I actually have been thinking a lot about in the training.
I think that makes sense what you're saying, because I feel if you want to be a leader, I think first of all it should also be something that you really want to be. It's a lot of responsibility and a lot of work. But I think these people, they are usually also the people who would come to you and say like, hey, I want to do this. And how can we explore the option that I have, rather than you asking people, hey, do you want to do this? Are you sure you don't want to do this? I think that makes a lot of sense what you're doing there. And I think it's a valuable insight you're sharing.
Yeah, and it's also tough as a leader because you need to recommit every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a choice. It's a choice you need to make every day, and that's good. And something we spoke about last week, I think we discovered during last month that the inbound marketing consultant role and the strategist, they are like, the role description, if you put them down next to each other, you actually realize they're very similar. So we decided to skip the inbound marketing consultant role and create like a clear roadmap for everyone in that role, how they actually can grow as a strategist. And we also changed the names strategist to growth strategist to map out with the work we are doing on the service side, because in the service chain, our top tier service, the triangle of growth relationship or partnership, the growth strategist basically becomes the pilot of that top tier offer. So that was something we made a decision on, and right now I am having conversations with all the inbound marketing consultant, and it seems like everyone really liked the idea. Cool. And let's see how it unfolds. Maybe I can talk more about it, but I think that the biggest takeaway I need to share here is, because it's a mix of how I discovered like the friction on a strategic level, but I also I heard feedback. I got the feedback that it was not clear, and I would also say that what I could see here at iGoMoon, people coming into the inbound marketing consultant role or the strategist role, they also have a tendency to ask much more questions about how can I progress, like what's the roadmap. And I also think there was a need there to actually create much more clarity for them with that roadmap. Something we did as well, and to make it more clear, we tweaked the goals a little bit. The goals we are sharing in every Monday meeting, we realized they were not smart. We didn't have like smart goals for each individual and the teams, because their goals were mapped with the yearly budget goal. But we have had some circumstances like we are not really keeping the sales pace we want, and we haven't really recruited as many people. That was the goal, and that make it very hard to actually coach people. Like the goals, they are not realistic when they are connected to the budget. So we turn that around, and now the goals we present in every Monday meeting, the goals, they are attached to the individual goal and the team goal. And when I say that, we are talking about the labor utilization rate goals. So
they have more of a direct impact onto the outcome.
Exactly. It's not like a very big change if you just look at the numbers, but there is a huge difference actually being able to coach people and keep people accountable when they understand and when they also see that the goals are connected to the expected goals in their role.
Was that the good side of things? Should we move over to the
that's
less good?
the less good. I think as mentioned, I mean, for Q1, we haven't been selling enough, and we are in that way not hitting our label utilization rate goals. And that has been in the end of the quarter here. We have, we are balancing, like, because of that, we can't really recruit as at the same pace that we would like to recruit people to be able to reach the yearly budget goal. So it has been also hard to find people to recruit, and we are working on that now. It's as you say in Swedish, what comes first, the hen or the egg?
Yeah.
The same thing with this loop, and that's as I typically say, that entrepreneurship is not really like a chess game, because there is so many things that is actually synchronized and weaved into each other. So
yeah, I understand, because you want to hire more people, but you also need the budget to hire more people, but you also need more people to get a better budget. So I know what you mean. It's like all connected and all at once. Yeah.
So and that leads us into the opportunities. We have to actually work on these, and solve these challenges. And the first thing is like a big rock. We are working on that over the last 12 months, and that's our go-to-market process. We have some key services that we are delivering, that we are specifying, and we are creating the right onboarding framework and the right sales framework to sell them, to actually solve the bottleneck that everything is mapped to, or everything is inside of my head or Eric's head. And so we are in that position still. We are really looking for. We have a deadline in mid-June that we could actually create like an Apple keynote speech, where we present all these services. So we are really looking forward for that. Yeah, you are invited, Svea, to that.
Would be my pleasure.
That big launch party. So another thing we are working on is iGoMoon Academy, and which is a super fun thing. We have our culture code with all the behaviors and attitudes, and that we connect with being brave and staying crisp.
And have fun.
If we are brave and crisp, we reach the moon and we have fun, right? So the core of the culture code consists of goals, collaboration, being customer centric. We have the work process, we have well-being, and then also engaged. And so we are now creating an academy to train these cornerstones. So that's something new. And another thing that is a opportunity. An opportunity is it started in the manager group. We had a quarterly meeting last month, and we discussed that we need to create a competence a competence strategy. It consists of how you attract people, how you recruit them, how you develop them, and how you
shape
actually
them?
No, that's development. It's retention,
keep them.
How you keep them, and then you have offboarding. That's the competence strategy. What I found very satisfying with that discussion when we started to work on that strategy was that we have a lot of things already done. So instead of okay, there's so much we need to develop, it was more a way, okay, when we took everything we had and we actually got like a very clear image of, okay, this is it. So, and the takeaway here, I think, sometimes it's really good to get like a framework and lay it down and then connect all the things you already have. And then you realize, okay, this is how we use this. So I don't know if it makes sense, but for me, at least, it was an eye-opener. And it was also a nice feeling, like we have so much in place already. So
I was about to say, you probably, especially when you're growing, you get like new little things here and there all the time, but you just need to have a proper framework around it and connect the things. But I think you have probably way more in place than you realize until you actually look at everything you have done.
And my point now, thank you for sharing that, because now I actually got to the point, and it makes everything teachable. Like now when we have the framework, then we could start teaching everyone all the pieces we have. So, but the competence strategy is, how should I say, it's more a tool for the manager group and to teach the leaders how and why we do things. And like a piece of the competence strategy is actually the roadmap I was describing before, or the career ladder. And that's really good to make it clear for everyone how to progress. And I think something that I also learned in that process was that I think the most important thing for people is like the competence development. It's not the hierarchy thing, you know. And this is also something I have been talking about before, that I think the best fit players for iGoMoon is not, you know, people that are looking for like a role to put on LinkedIn. I call it career growth in one way, because the best fit for us is people that are actually looking for like personal growth or competence growth, because they have a more long-term perspective, and they also have a better sense to actually attach with iGoMoon's purpose. And that's my takeaway. So let's come to the point, Mattias.
Okay, that was our future opportunities segment. Anything else to add there, or is this?
No, I think
everything said.
That's the CEO report in a nutshell for March. And
thank you for sharing that. And I would say we talk about the next CEO report then in May. For April.
May.
Yes. All right. Okay, thank you for sharing, Mattias. And if you guys like what we're doing here, then please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you don't miss any future videos, and like this video, and also leave a comment. If you have any questions or ideas for future episodes, we'll be happy to hear from you. Otherwise, see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.